To-do number 1 is dig a hole. To-do number 2 is a surprise, which you'll have to get to later. But firstly, digging a hole, surprises, as I say, come later. And I'm going to be digging my hole in the place where I said I would at the end, well, might have been the end, might have been partway through the last video. There's my shovel, it's in my hand. And that is right here in my house. And the first thing I'm going to do, before I even do that, is make my floor out of planks. I think it's about time to get that done, even though I now realise that I don't have any wood on me, which is, I admit, a slight oversight. So I'm going to very, very quickly plant a whole bunch of trees all the way around here. Then I should have enough wood. I got all of these, I think, in the last video when I was chopping down trees out and about. But here now I should get enough wood from all this to fill out the bottom of my floor, and also fill out the foyer area of my house, which is what I want to build today. So you see, this is all my area, and one day I'm sure I will build a proper house on the surface. But currently my aim is to have a nice little house. Sorry, didn't use the door there. A nice little house down a ladder down here. And my first oh, I need to sneeze. But my first my first job is to dig out a bit of a ladder. This should be long enough, I reckon. And then from here, dig out, as I say, a little foyer area. And thinking about it, these torches won't be there, they'll be here, because this is where the ladder will go. So if I just move these all one over, like so, marvellous. And while I found this coal, I might as well actually go and mine it all up. And oh, look at this. Have I been here before? I don't have the time to go and have a full explore. I'm not going to need to. I will very quickly then gather up all of this coal, because the more fossil fuels that I can get my way through, the better. Obviously not sentiments that I agree with in reality, but in Minecraft land at least, there isn't an issue with fossil fuels. Though thinking about it, my playing a video game, my recording that video game, and my recording audio, and my using YouTube to upload it, is it all really worth it? Because it does all use fuel and such. It probably doesn't use much, but it is, thinking about it, something that is worth, well, thinking about. Now, how big do I want my fire to be? I reckon the 3-block high entrance should do. And then I think it should probably have some stairs here going out. And I think the ceiling should also come up a little bit. So I think it should feel mighty grand down here. And I don't have a plan at all for my house. All I want it to be is a sprawling maze of rooms going into places that even I don't know where they end up. And, oh dear, have I turned my volume up? I always record without my volume on, because at the moment I can't work out a way for my Minecraft sounds to be heard by you, but not through the microphone, because otherwise it just ends up being weird, if that makes sense. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how exactly I want this house to be. I just know that I want it to be a sprawling maze of rooms, and I want it to end up connecting to all sorts of places, you know, connected by minecart track and all that, an underground labyrinth. I mean, have you ever been to the Forbidden Corner, which is a marvellous, marvellous place in North Yorkshire, by Wensleydale, and it's the definition of a sprawling maze of tunnels underground. It's fantastic, and while it wasn't conscious until now, I suppose, oh dear, turning a bit more than I meant to there, I suppose that is at least partially a bit of inspiration for my kind of mental plan for this place. Not, as I say, that I have much of a plan. And in a moment I think I'll go upstairs and check my my progress on how all my trees have been growing. I hope they're big, strong oak trees by now. And while I'm digging this out, I'm going to tell you about university, because I have now actually started uni. Very excited about that. Um, and I left off in the last video telling you about my enrollment, which was a bit of a pain. Where I'd left you is that I'd come in through the front door of my university building. A man had met me and had told me that I was in the wrong place, only to make me walk all the way around the building, only 20 meters away, not even that, 10 meters away from where I began. So it didn't make sense to me why he didn't just let me walk through the building as opposed to all the way around. Now, following on from there, we went through a side door, and I met this person at the door and said, "Are you here for enrollment?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And they said, "Okay, go down that corridor to see that next person." And so I went down the corridor to see the next person, who said, "Go down this corridor to see the next person." And so I went down this next corridor to see the next person, who then told me, "Go to that set of doors to see the next person." So I went to the set of doors to see the next person. And then after that, you'll never guess what happened. That person said, "Go across that room to see the next person." So I went across that room to see the next person, and it is where at that next person that was the 10 meters away from where I needed to be, and it was there that I gave this person at a desk my details, and she gave me a slip, a little form, and she oh, look, a tree has grown, marvelous, and she wanted me to fill in only one box of this form, not the rest of it. And I said, "Okay, would you like me to fill in any more of this box, or any more of this slip, or just the bottom box?" And she said, "No, you don't need to fill in your name or address," which I think were the other sections. You only need to do um this little bit here," which was marvelous. And then she sent me off on my way to see um another person, which took a while to see because they were off doing another job, but eventually I saw them. And it turned out there that there had been a problem with the system, which was a pain in the backside, and it's a pain that hasn't yet actually been resolved. I'm not pleased to tell you, but eventually it will, I'm sure. And she gave me another slip of paper, which I then took across the room. I know there's a lot of going across the room in this story, so you can see why it was a big pain in the backside. And I went across the room to see a very nice man, the nicest man who I met there, in fact. Um, and he asked me to fill in the two boxes in that first form that I was given, that the lady had told me I didn't need to fill in. So I don't know why. I don't know why she didn't just tell me to fill it in the first place, when she knew that I would have to fill it in eventually. But never mind, such is life. Sorry about that cut. I'm not altogether sure where I cut it from. I just started rambling in an even more incoherent way than I normally do. So I'm just going to try to rephrase what I was saying. After meeting that very nice man, I went into a waiting room where a lady who was very exasperated told us all that we had to download an app. So we downloaded this app, which took a while for me to do. My phone was playing up. And once we downloaded the app, we were to wait in a little queue on a bunch of chairs. Except some of the students decided to not wait in the queue, but just to try to get their picture taken, jumping the queue, which was annoyed. And so this poor exasperated lady had to go and run across the area to let them know that they were in the wrong place. But eventually, everybody had their photos taken, including mine. And so I have a lovely little ID with my lovely little face on it. And following that, we had to go outside through an outside door, back into an inside door, and eventually to IT and the library. I went to the library first, not the actual library, but just to see the library people. And there, I met a lady with a very high pitched voice. She squeaked higher than I realised a person could squeak, but she was very pleasant, and she said how nice it is to meet everybody, and she hopes to see everyone at the library, and she got our email set up. And then the final thing I did was go to the other side of this fourth or fifth room by this point. There were lots of rooms that we went to different sides of in the story. And there I met a man who was the only actually rude person who I met, who was very much, "Oh, just give it here," and I'll do it for you. And I didn't really like him, but I was very polite by the end of it, and I said, have a lovely day. And he said to me, have a lovely day as well. So I don't think he was a bad person. I just think that he was in a very stressful environment. But that, ladies and gentlemen, was my first day. Well, not my first day, but my enrollment day. And it took about an hour to do it, and I did it just before recording my last video that I made. And it tired everybody out, and it was a big old hoo-ha. Um, and it's a story that, having told, sounds very rambling. I look forward to editing this and seeing how little sense it all made. But trust me, it made not much sense when I spoke to you about it. It made even less sense. It made even less sense when I was there. But then a few days later, this was on Friday, and a few days later on Monday, I actually started university properly, and I had my welcome to teaching day, which was lovely. Um, I say lovely, it wasn't lovely, it was dull as anything, um, because you see, I was on a table with people who I did not like. They irritated me no end. And if these people ever find my video that I'm making here today, I will be very surprised. So I have no qualms in talking about how much these future teachers irritated me. Because the thing is, whenever I see primary school teachers, they do an important job, but core blimey, they are an irritating bunch of people. And I'm sure I will be too. How long have I made this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sounds good. Okay. And now I'm going to start bringing the room in again. But I was on a table with people who I didn't really like and didn't really speak to me. And we were talked at for 3 hours about about starting to teach and about the systems that we use, and it was a whole thing. And then the next day, yesterday, we came in and it was team building activities. Now this I thought would be even more dull than the first day, but I actually really enjoyed myself more than I think most people did, or at least more than they're letting on. And this involved kind of an orienteering style task. It involved a bit of PE with a lady who annoyed me because she wouldn't listen properly to what anyone was saying. But still, I did enjoy myself, and and then I had a little task to do in the library, which was another orienteering style task, and then we had a fourth and final, goodness me, can't find the word, another fourth and final PE style task. So that was all great, and I do actually ache a little bit today, following all of the physical exercise that I did, and I think I've hollowed this area out. I might make a little bit in the top here, like so, and I may even hollow this out here because I think I might put some doorways here. But I think I have created my entrance area. Hurrah for me. So I'm going to stop now rambling on about my first day, and instead, sorry, not my first day, but my second day, which was really fun. Met some really pleasant people there. I'm glad to say that my group of people didn't include those that annoyed me initially. But now I'm going to go up and pile with some dirt and create some ladders and actually make the interior look nice and lovely. And the last thing to say about university really is that today we went in again. It was 2.5 hours, supposed to be 3, but we covered everything quickly. And we once again were told how teaching works and all sorts of stuff, which once again lots of people found boring. I found really interesting, though strangely enough a lot of the people seem to expect, the teachers included, well the tutors included, expect to find the kind of non-subject sections, like the actual theory of being a teacher stuff, really boring, whereas I am really interested about that part. That's the bit that I don't know about. Everything else I could probably already do, but this is the bit that I really will struggle with, and will find it really interesting. A bit like research methods in psychology. When I did psychology A level, people found that boring as anything, but I loved. So looking forward to all the kind of like professional studies section. I think that's what it's called actually. Yeah, it is, professional studies. But what was I about to say? You may have noticed that I'm actually, for the first time, scrolling through my hotbar, which is because I am borrowing today a mouse with a scroll wheel that actually works. Now, I don't know if I will be keeping this mouse or not. It really depends on, well, just kind of situations, really. I can't give anything more specific than that because there isn't anything more specific on that than that. But I tell you, it's nice to be able to use the scroll wheel to get around rather than using the numbers. But now how much wood have I got? I've got, let's see, 45. That'll craft up into quite a few stacks, so I should be able to get the foyer area done. And then I can show you a wonderful surprise. I know it does really please me to finally be getting somewhere with my base, which I confess I have completely neglected up to this point. I've only really been doing outsidey sort of, oh dear, wrong button there. I've only really been doing outsidey sort of stuff so far, so this really does please me to be doing this. And I think the first bit to do is this ladder well here. And I'm not going to fill, oh dear, I'm not going to fill all of this in with wood today. I think I might do that in between videos. But I will do the ladder well, and then I will show you the surprise, because I'm recording this video about an hour, 2 hours after coming home from university, halfway through the day, because although I have time, I don't have any reading to be doing, or at least I don't have any reading that's been set. I do want to read up on you know, some things before I actually study them. I want to do some prior learning, and so while I don't have any issues with doing a little bit of Minecrafting, this really is just a small hobby that I cannot allow to consume my life, and honestly, I do not wish to consume my life. So I've nearly finished doing the bit that I want to do here, and then once I have, I will, as I say, show you that lovely, lovely surprise, and then I will free you from my terrible video making. Which is a bizarre thing for me to say, actually, considering you're the one watching this video. You can decide at any point when you want to click off. So yeah, it's your fault that you're watching this. So shut up when you say it's bad. And no one's saying it's bad. I don't know what I'm talking about. Can you tell? I think it's fairly obvious. It's fairly obvious to me, at least. But look at that 9 whole ladders. That should be enough to fill this all in. Oh, no, I'm missing 3. Okay. Nearly enough to fill this whole thing in. And I do want to be quick because I can tell that it's dark, and yes, and I don't want to get attacked by any evil monsters. But look at that. I've got a multiple of 3 here, which is magnificent, which is marvelous, because it means that I don't have any spare ladders left over. But this will be my foyer area where people come in to my house, and there might be a little carpet in there, and I'll say welcome to everybody. And there's this. I imagine that this, if I break this, this will go up to the surface. No, it doesn't. Oh, I'm deeper than I realised. But it is now that I will quickly show you what I did in between videos, which I meant to show you at the beginning, and I will also show you my surprise. In between videos, all I've done really is expand my sugarcane farm, which is marvellous, and I also went mining a little bit. And this is the first time that I've done anything between videos. Up until now, everything I've done in this world you have seen. But I'm not recording, and I still want something to do. Maybe it's late at night, and I'm not going to be doing any work. But I do want to unwind. I'll do a bit of Minecrafting, and one of the bits of Minecrafting that I did, not on camera, was go mining. And I will do some more mining on camera. I want to do the whole the ravine over there, on camera, but I do want to go mining. And oh my word, look at this, I found diamonds. Oh wow, I planted these blocks before I started this video so it could be all exciting. What a lovely surprise. But no, seriously, I was very excited when I found these. And I deliberately didn't mind them. And look at them. Oh, they're so blue and vibrant. Gorgeous colours. I'll show you now the footage of me actually finding them. And you can see how excited my past self was to, and oh look, it's an 8 long vein. Look at that. My word. But yeah, you will be able to see how excited, my few days ago self was to find these diamonds. And yeah, that's your surprise. I'm sure you're not at all surprised that that was the surprise. Um, but still, I'm very pleased to have found those diamonds. And I found the diamonds, I think, before I found any redstone. And oh my word, there's emeralds here as well. Oh, there's so much. I can't wait to go mining. I might go mining later today. Um, just outside of the video. I think I might enjoy that too. A bit of wind down time, just for me, without you spying on me. And we've hit bedrock, and we've also hit the end of this video. So isn't that a beautiful sentiment? Thank you very much for watching. I fear that I made this video longer than I normally do, um, which is a shame. One, because I don't like massively long videos. I like them to be around the 18, 20 at a push minute mark. But still, I've enjoyed this. I've let time fly away with me. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And now I'm going to say toodle pip. Thanks ever so much for watching, and goodbye. Ooh, look at the fog. Ooh, I hadn't noticed this before. Ooh, right, it's scary. Maybe I should make a little horror thing with that. Ooh, exciting. Exciting stuff.